No LeBron James for Los Angeles. We got Chiney, Ogwumike, and Matt Barnes here. Second quarter is where we're going to pick it up. Lakers up by 5. Dwight Howard trying to screen Draymond Green for Kyle Kuzma. Green falling down on the contact, and Green appeared, Chiney, to trip Howard as he hit the floor. What'd you see here?
I don't know if it was a trip. It was a frustration moment because that was sort of like a blind screen that he didn't see coming, and that's what set him off.
Yeah, that's his second technical foul. The technicals came 11 seconds apart. Matt, and LeBron thinks it's kind of funny.
It's been that kind of year for Draymond. I mean, he's been the one consistent all-star that the Warriors have had to ride this season out. So this doesn't bother me at all.
Third quarter, LA now leading by 7. Anthony Davis powering his way there. LeBron loves it, doing a little dance. Davis finished with 23 points. Later in the third, Lakers up by 19, and you see Davis laying out here to save the ball.
Look, we expect that from Rajon Rondo, but that came from AD, who's almost 7 feet tall. That's how talented he is. Not only as a scorer, but as a passer. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, that's the first row, though.
I was going to say, like, you're in harm's way if you're there. All right, so Kuzma finishes with 18 points. LeBron fired up. The bench loves it. Lakers win 116-86. And LeBron seemed to be enjoying himself watching from the bench in the Lakers' victory. Okay, but is this something that the Lakers should be doing more of, getting him a little bit more rest? We keep talking about it. He's 35 years old. He doesn't really want to rest, but it could be important for
Absolutely.
him.
I think this is very important. I think he's proven that, year 17, age 35, hasn't had much of an effect on him, but this is a long season. He played the majority of the first half of the season. The back half of the season, their schedule is a little simpler. I think you want to rest him as much as you can, whether they want to put load management on it or say it's a groin, a hamstring. They could put any kind of term on it just so they don't get that little baby $25,000 fine, but he needs rest.
I know you have a feeling about load management, Greeny. And if there's one player that deserves it, it's absolutely LeBron James. He's 35 years old, and he's given his all so far this season, so much so that we say he could maybe catch up to Giannis Antetokounmpo in the MVP race. But what I see here is there will be an opportunity for LeBron to be load managed, not necessarily now, but later on. The Lakers are 45-12, and they have 6 more wins than the Denver Nuggets at the number 2 spot. Eventually, towards the end of the season, he will have an opportunity to rest. But if you think about it, the time is not necessarily now. It's good against the Warriors, but everyone else, maybe it's a bigger question.
See, load management to me is not the same thing as an aging player who needs rest.
1,000%
And particularly not as you go down the stretch towards the playoffs. LeBron James at the age of 35, who is carrying as much of the load for his team as he is, I actually don't have an issue with him sitting a game out here or there if they feel that's critical for him. That's not the same thing as load management. Get to the other piece of that.
Yeah, so there's some sneaky big news here, and Matt alluded to it a little bit. This was interesting. The Timberwolves were fined $25,000 by the NBA for resting D'Angelo Russell at the Nuggets last Sunday in a game that aired on NBA TV. Minnesota is the first team to be fined for violating the player resting policy this season. And now, listen, I think Matt said it really well. He called it a little baby tiny $25,000 fine.
Little baby tiny.
But here's the thing, like, it's $25,000 and the team is paying that fine.
Yeah, that's nothing for the team. And I agree with Greeny. I think if you have a veteran player who's proven himself, such as LeBron, rest is going to happen. But for these younger guys that aren't necessarily battling with injuries and are still young, there's no need to sit him.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
What the hell is he resting for? They're 17-40.
Yes.
The Timberwolves are 17-40, and he's 22 years old.
They're only better than the Warriors at this point.
When did this happen? I mean, what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
That's what. Okay, LeBron James, 35 years old. You've played 71 million minutes in your career, and you're trying to win a championship. You want to sit him every now and again. I'm okay with that. D'Angelo Russell is 22 years old.
24.
24 years old? Okay,
He's really
I
old.
aged him 2 years. He's still incredibly young, and they're 17-40. What are we doing?
Look, I do think that the NBA should continue to find teams, but like you said, I'm a WNBA player, so here $25K itty bitty, I'm like, that hits a little different for me. But I do think that they should raise the number, the price of the fines if they really want to deter this from happening in the future.
If they're serious about this, like affecting teams, $25,000 to a team is nothing.
No, but they're not going to be able to affect. They're not going to be able to find teams. They just need to shame them. There needs to be shame. We need to shine a bright light on this.
Shame.
We need to all point out that it is ridiculous.
Shut their TV off.
What TV games?
It is ridiculous.
Do they get any?
It doesn't make any difference what television channel is televising the game.
Maybe that's why they're no managing. He's not on TV anyways.
I agree. I mean, I just think it's a lot different. I mean, when we played, we took pride in playing 82 games. We talked about this with Kevin Garnett. 82 games and practicing hard for 2.5 hours every day. It's just a different time now. But for young players, you shouldn't want to rest, especially if your team is that bad.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app and live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.